Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another beautiful game at the IQA European Games here in sunny Bamberg. We hope you are just as excited as we are for Spain versus Slovakia. Though, Spain, I was like, why are they walking to the shade? But Spain is currently cheering at their supporters or just chilling in the shade.
A
Who
bit of both, I
knows?
think.
I am Annemieke, and I'm joined here by.
Matti.
Yes, currently very confused by what Spain is doing, but. Oh, apparently there must be a problem at the score table because a lot of people are making confused faces at the other side of the pitch. Always fun to have technical problems that do not concern us.
And yeah, Spain probably enjoying that bit of shade. Obviously played the previous game in the stream as well, so
Right.
if you're a full day viewer you might have seen that one.
Spain might be a little bit tired after playing a full game in the sun. Do you remember who they played against? I have to say I was here, but I do not remember.
They played against Italy and will now face Slovakia. So
Right, also blue, also blue.
yeah, a bunch of blues.
Right. So we have Spain chilling in the shade, very, very smart people. And then we have Slovakia sitting under a very, very small umbrella.
And some people chilling in the shade, so
Oh, right.
basically
Okay.
splitting the team in half already
Right.
before
This
the game
always,
even started.
always a good call to just split before you've even started. Maybe we can use this time to look at the beautiful cheat sheets that they filled in, because I always like the teams that fill in their cheat sheets. So Slovakia first appeared at World Cup 2016 with 21 players, which is quite impressive to bring a full roster to a first tournament. And then they practiced and participated at every national tournament afterwards. Oh, I think they mean international because it's saying EG 2015 and World Cup 2018.
Yeah, I mean, maybe they've got copies over there. And
I mean, I don't remember EG and World Cup being in Slovakia.
maybe they tried to be like the US and did their own World Cup.
Right. Yeah, World Cup 8. Yeah. And do you know how long Spain has been around? I have no idea, actually.
Spain, the country itself, has been around for quite a long time. For the team itself, I don't
Right.
know.
I mean, do you know how long the country of Spain has been around? Do you have an interesting tidbit here for me?
Longer than I've been around, to say the least. But
I mean, this is true. This is true. All right, their team is 5 years old, and their first appearance was at the European Games 2015 in Sartiano.
oh, so it started in Italy, and over here it ended with Italy.
Yeah, and I mean, I guess they must also be used to the heat then, because I have heard from people who have been around for 5 years now that Sartiano, Italy, was a tough tournament.
I think Sariano was the tournament that, from pictures, looks a bit like it was played in the savannah, right?
Right, yes. From what I've heard from people who played there, it felt like it was played on a cement floor, like it was hard rock with a little bit of dust. So
That's
I think,
nice. At least there was a little dust sprinkled
right,
on top
I mean, that's nice.
for
And at least
enjoyment purposes.
if you have an injury and you have a big scrape, at least you get some nice dust in there, get a good infection,
I mean, might as well go for it once.
make some memories to last, some nice scars. Right, I think I see the refs putting up the balls again.
The players are returning towards the pitch.
I suppose this is good news for us.
One over-eager chaser from Team Spain already waiting on the starting line.
Right, I'm liking this chaser.
That's Miguel Vasquez.
Oh, the famous Miguel.
The famous Miguel.
The famous Miguel. I've never seen the famous Miguel in person before.
I mean,
Oh, and we see here one of the assistant referees. This is Lucy from the UK. And is this head ref? Tanguy from Belgium, I'm going to say.
I think Tanguy's from Belgium, yeah.
Yes, okay. Right, well, both teams are lining up. Spain a little bit faster than Slovakia, actually, which is quite surprising.
It's not that surprising when you consider the fact that the Slovakia players opted for the option of the shade that was a bit further away from the pitches.
This is true, this is true. Was this a strategic decision? Maybe not.
Maybe, maybe not. Maybe they wanted the Spanish players to stand in the sun for a bit longer.
Right, right. Maybe this is a tactic.
It might be. But honestly, I don't think people will make up tactics that quickly in this heat. But the teams are ready and we're about to get in. Slovakia claiming they're ready while one of their players not in the starting lineup.
I mean,
Interesting decision. But
maybe this player is not so necessary. You never know.
yeah.
Let's see. Okay, they
Probably
were
not
ready and now
starting.
not. Okay. Some minor confusion about things. We are unsure which things. Oh.
There's an extra broom right next to the hoops on the Slovakian side.
Right, that's easy if you want to tap in back to hoops and you forget your broom somewhere. You can
Yeah.
just pick up a new one.
I mean, yeah, it's just
This is nice for and helpful for forgetful people.
like car sharing, just with brooms. It's great.
Right. Well, I guess now they are finally ready to start. See Tanguy pointing at things.
Yeah,
Some
we've
very good
got
pointing.
some brooms that are provided by the tournament being distributed to the Spanish side after Slovakia just hoarded them all.
Right, right. So rude of them. How dare they?
How dare they?
See,
When you don't win a medal, you want the brooms.
I'm seeing a lot of strategies here. Hoarding the brooms, doing the shades.
And we've got a broom sub.
Oh, that's
Quaffle on the side of the Spanish people.
Bludgers
Unclean
had
pass,
nobody.
and it's still on the side of the Spanish people. Bludger control with the Slovakians, and one bludger now on the side of the Spanish.
I liked how in the beginning nobody had any bludgers.
It's always a good way to start, like just both teams calling no bludgers and seeing what happens.
I mean,
Miguel now on the offense, going for the drive, but pass behind the hoops, and it's through. So first goal for Spain. Getting the head start here, starting with the 10-0 after less than a minute.
This is quite impressive. Who are you, as Philip would say, if you were a betting person, who would you put your money on?
Probably Spain, or a game that's easier to guess the outcome.
Right, right. Yeah, I would say that Spain is probably the stronger team here, in my opinion. But they have played a full game already in the sun just now. So, I mean, that must make them pretty exhausted already. Though, they're holding up a pretty good defense here.
And that's Miguel again on the quaffle, passing over to his keeper.
Spain is moving up the pitch a little bit faster than the Slovakians were.
So maybe the Spanish people are just warmed up already and aren't actually that exhausted.
I mean, this would be good for them. I would hope this is the case. Let's see. Oh, I like this Slovakian defense. It's just like standing in front of all the hoops and putting up your arms. Less useful though when there's a troll and you're standing in front of the hoop instead of behind the hoop with your arms.
Also, kind of a bit less useful if you bulk up like 3 to 4 players in front of one hoop and leave the other 2 hoops unattended.
Right. I mean, there is some improvements to be made, but I find it an interesting tactic, to say the least.
I mean, if the tactic is going to be confusing the others. Okay, apparently it worked because they beat the player before.
Right. I did not see this, but then again, I see very little, so...
Neither do I. We're both a bit blind. So.
Both a bit blind. And still they let us talk.
Yeah.
Mistakes were made.
I mean, we had to talk about the game, not spot differences or something.
So the ball is with Slovakia.
Yeah, the Slovakian keeper currently on the quaffle, number 7 it is. No, that's not Rafa Martinez, that's on the Spanish side.
Slovakia slowly moving up the pitch with bludger control, now doing a narwhal.
Advantage being signaled for the side of the Slovakians, and we've got a broom sound to discuss what just happened.
Right, so I do like that Slovakia here is trying some little bit more fancy beater play. So they're leaving one beater with a bludger and another bludger at the hoops, which some people call narwhal, and then sending their unarmed beater to the Spanish beaters to go and tackle and try to get a... Right.
Yellow card for number 19 from Spain for wrapping a player without a ball. That's obviously not allowed.
This is a bad call. Is this a chaser or a beater?
That's an interesting question. I think there's a Spanish beater in the shade behind the score table, so that might
right.
be someone that just
Oh, so the narwhaling Slovakian beater ran up, and then the defending Spanish beater wrapped this person, not realizing that they did not have a ball.
And the score from the Slovakian side, though the Spanish beater is getting back on pitch.
This is quite a nice and short penalty time.
Bludger control obviously on the side of the Slovakians after they've just been up a beater.
Spain walking up the pitch. Now picking up a little bit of pace. Running behind the hoops, number 10. He's being tackled, but not quite.
Pass in front of the hoops again.
Oh.
Shot is blocked by the Slovakian keeper.
Intercepted, and that looks like an interesting contact, to say the least, from the chaser. But I guess it looked semi-legal.
I mean, I think he initiated it before the keeper had full possession of the quaffle.
Right,
and
right.
They were both kind of in possession, so...
Yes, I would call this a nice fumble.
Yeah, it's a nice fumble.
Yeah.
Not one of the bad fumbles.
Oh, is this Martin, number 13, from Slovakia, also, again, narwhaling?
That's a long shot from quite the distance, actually going through. Quite impressive.
Right,
I didn't
and
see that one coming.
Slovakian chaser trying to score again. I guess she also did not see this goal happening.
Never stopped trying to score until
Right.
the referee blows.
This is true. She was before the whistle, I think, maybe.
So we've got Spain on the attack again, moving over the left-hand side of the court.
Slovakia is doing a very, very compact defense.
Beaters for Spain rushing in, chaser following immediately after, scoring but being beat before, so the goal doesn't count.
Right. I am intrigued by this defense from Slovakia. It's an interesting strategy.
I'm also a bit intrigued by the defense from Spain with having a player every 5 meters across the entire pitch.
Right, they're basically doing the complete opposite thing. Whereas Slovakia is just standing on their hoop line, Spain is just spreading them all out like, you know, a soft piece of butter.
Like a stretched out conga line or something. When you
Right.
don't have the person in front of you, just do the 5
Right.
meter distance conga line. You know the connection's there, but, you know.
Well, let's see how the Slovakians deal with this. Well, they deal with a fumbly pass.
Yeah, I think the pass was alright. The player sadly tried to catch it by spreading her arms as far apart as possible.
Which is generally not the most successful way to catch. I would put the arms together a little bit,
Yeah.
at least.
Tried to use 2 hands, she just didn't go for the ball with both hands.
Right,
So.
I mean, the 2 hands, I'm very happy. 2 hands always makes me happy.
I mean, yeah, but it's always good when it's easily to tell what you can improve on, so we'll see for the next attack. But for now, it's Spain again on the quaffle. Having it in the hands of Miguel again on the center court, midway between the midline and the keeper's own line on the Slovakian half of the pitch, and we're behind the hoops.
There is
ball on the ground.
There's no beaters for Spain, so I'm not sure what is taking so long for Slovakia to regain this quaffle.
They regained it after 2 quick beats, so...
Spain does still not have a bludger. Finally picked up a bludger, but they had to trade it for a goal.
Which, generally speaking, is fine if you can actually turn that bludger into some good beats and keep it in your possession, so you can actually turn it into 2 or more goals. Then
Right.
It's a fine trade. Otherwise, you might not want to do that.
I think their number 3 from Spain is trying to do some sneaky beater stuff, running in from behind.
Yeah, that's
Not quite successful, though.
fast break now from the Slovakians, moving across the pitch.
Oh,
Beat attempted, but actually the beater scored as well, so
I
good job, and
mean,
you might want to try it as a chaser for the next practice.
and the broom's down. Do we know why? Is this a timeout?
There might be a
Yeah,
timeout. Yeah.
I think we have a replay incoming. Let's look at this replay.
Yeah, we've got the offense by the Spanish when they were rushing in right after the beaters. Beat before, we can't really tell from this angle as the bludger is flying in from the other side. But luckily enough, we've got the referee spread across the entire pitch for the best viewing angle.
Right, right. I mean, regardless of whether she was beat before or not, it did look beautiful. Even if when you are beat before, it can still be a beautiful not goal.
I mean, yeah, it was very nice jump, very nice shot.
I was proud of her.
Beaters and chases was great.
Right.
Always love seeing female body players going in for those drive, jump into contact things. I think it's very good to see that when they actually use it as a quaffle.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, I love it. I love it when they drive. There's one random practice where I got to play chaser and drive. Best practice of the year, probably.
And we're getting back into the game. Players are remounting. And we're back. Quaffle on the side on the Spanish team as they previously called timeout.
They're finally holding a bludger again. Good job on Spain. Slovakia is using their beaters a little bit aggressively, a little bit more higher up on the field.
Oh, a hard hit on the beater from the Spanish.
She still has her ball, though. Good job. Kudos to number 16. She just keeps a hold of that ball.
Interesting fight. And still got the bludger. Good job on that. And Quaffle meanwhile in the Spanish shop again after a long shot that was intercepted by one of the Spanish chasers. Hand off to the Spanish keeper. Well, we've apparently got a streaker in the commentary stands.
It happens. It happens. Here we see. Oh, that was an attempted pass there by number 38 from Spain, but it was actually a goal. It's always a nice, happy accident. I love happy little accidents.
I miss clouds today.
I do miss clouds as well. Though I think the players are also missing clouds. I would say, I don't want to be mean, but I would say that Spain is looking a little bit like they've been outside in the sun for an hour.
Then again, they've probably been outside in the sun for their entire life as it tends to be sunny in Spain.
Right, this is true. This is true.
And Quaffle in there of the Spanish keeper again. The score time is 24 so they can keep it that close. For another 10 minutes to this game.
Right, I do want to quickly give a shout out to number 16 from Slovakia, Marie Kova. I think she is just keeps winning beater battles even outside of the view of you guys. Oh, and there we have number 33 from Spain making a shot, but it's intercepted by Slovakia.
Honestly, don't agree with that decision. There were no Slovakian beaters nearby, and there was a Spanish beater right next to the hoop with a bludger. I think going for the drive would have been the better option there, but he decided to go for the shot.
Oh, I like this pressing.
Afterwards, pressing from the Spanish side now, as they actually have bludger control for once. And they lose it immediately after it's not really following the pressing call. So
Right.
communication.
Right, interpositionary communication is always very difficult. Spain is keeping this quaffle though. That's impressive. And going for that drive, the quick pass, but oh, the receiver did not quite receive and he gets beat. And there the quaffle is back with the keeper from Slovakia.
Slovakia now slowly moving up the pitch. He wanted to go once or twice more to actually get out of that swim range before the Snitch heads on pitch.
Right. Quick beater sub from Slovakia, still in control. Looking for an opportunity. They're going for another narwhal. I like this.
Nice pass behind the hoops. That ball flew like a cannonball.
That was
In the air and dunked through the middle of the hoop.
good positioning as well there by that number 27 from Slovakia. Yes, Vanda apparently. Ah, she is in the Olympians Paris.
Oh, okay. So
Maybe she's inspired by the Titan. Happy for some playtime here in Bamberg as well. Right, there's Spain just running on through. Oh, but impressive.
we are not even trying to dodge the defender there, just going straight in and being stuck.
I mean, it is generally a good strategy to just tank on through. And this was a goal, so...
Yeah, so Slovakian beaters apparently not agreeing with that call, but the referee has the last word on the Quidditch pitch.
The referee is always right. Or she. Or they. There we have Slovakia moving up the pitch again. Again with bludger control. Again doing a narwhal.
But actually deciding to not use the bludger stunned by the Spanish chaser, intercepting the pass behind the hoops. Now a quick fast break, pass over, and it's actually swatted out of the
Slapped it in.
beautiful. I mean, it's a volleyball after all, so you can do that.
Right. This was graceful, well timed, beautiful. Good job.
All those spike ball practices finally showing off.
Right, right. So we can see that Spain does, they do have the speed, they do have the tactics, they can do it. So it's the question, why are they not, like I expected, pulling out of snitch range against Slovakia?
I think they might come in for the long run now, so the Slovakian team was well rested, but maybe the shot blocked again, and another fast break. I'm really liking that keeper. I don't know where he got that energy from. We haven't seen him on pitch yet. But he's
Oh, and
another quick handoff. Same procedure as
again, this is beautiful. Slovakia better quickly get an answer to this, or, I mean, this is it.
this might be it. They actually even it out.
Right, and I mean, the score doesn't reflect it as of yet, but I'm feeling an energy change here.
I'm definitely feeling an energy change. I don't think Slovakia's got the answer right now. They're swapping out their keeper. It's been on for quite a while, so
Probably a good call.
in there trying to match the energy that's currently being displayed by the Spanish side.
And again, a narwhal from Slovakia. Spain trying to regain that bludger, but not quite succeeding yet.
Spanish with the quaffle possession again.
Oh, I completely missed that. Thank you for observing this.
So a bit less speed on the attack this time around. Let's see what they've got in store for us this time. Moving up the left hand side, long pass over right in the corner on the right side behind the hoops. Quaffle now on the drive. That's number one keeper. He's so quick, making it through, and that's a strong shot, but
Not a goal, and both the Spanish beaters were out. They're currently trying to regain a bludger. And I think there was an illegal immunity claim somewhere because the beater with his fist up high, he ran back to hoops.
the Spanish still in possession of the quaffle after that cotton ball shot, trying to score that went all the way back to their own hoops.
I mean, at least it was an effective reset, if not a goal. They're gonna try it again. Slovakia going for a little bit less of a compact defense than before, but still quite compact, I would say. This is another long pass.
Saving the quaffle right before the line. Obviously don't on the second reset right now.
There's some intense.
And missing, and Miguel trying to save the quaffle, but doesn't make enough time. So quaffle back in Slovakian possession right now.
Are you seeing the beater play here, Mati? Because I feel like the beater play might actually be more interesting than the chaser play.
I might see it, I might not. I'm
All right. Well, there was a nice little huddle here of like three, maybe even all four beaters sort of on the ground beating each other, being in a bit of a kerfuffle, as one could say. You completely missed it. That's a shame. Well, I guess,
saw it, but I thought, well, it might open up opportunities for the driving quaffle player.
right.
Open up opportunities that weren't easy.
Right. It did not get opportunities for me to get distracted and not see the quaffle, though I am seeing the quaffle now with 21 from Slovakia trying to push through the Spanish player.
Be on the grabbing player, an advantage being displayed for the side of the Spanish. Moves down, and the referees will discuss. We will have a result very soon. We got a replay coming up right now. So you see that very nice cannonball shot behind the hoops that's quickly transitioned into a goal.
All right, the referees are discussing things with people. I think a card is being given. We'll probably get told who is getting what card soon.
Yellow card, illegal contact from behind.
And I'm back after some minor technical difficulties. So we're back as a commentating duo again.
Empty batteries are always a struggle.
Just as empty as my batteries after the long heated day, isn't it?
All right, I think this was a yellow card for the beater from Slovakia.
And fast break by the Spanish side, driving through very quickly, and he's
Oh.
the first at the hoops, and he scored. This player's got energy. That's number one from Spain. That's Adri.
That was just very
And
nice.
The Spanish warned us because they said he's as fast as a cheater, and Well,
I guess they were
talking
right.
the animal right now, nobody's cheating in Quidditch. All fun and games.
And this goal also puts the Slovakian beater back into play, of course. So they are back with 2 beaters, and I'm gonna assume not bludger control. No, the control is now finally with Spain. Beat out Martin.
So they will try to pressure the quaffle carrier right now and regain that quaffle.
But Slovakia has the quaffle again. Moving up the pitch. Long pass.
Behind
Too
them.
long.
Also a bit too high. And the speed of the Spanish aces striking again.
There we have a nice turtle, and I think the Slovakian player was either beat out or just lost her broom, which also happens to me
I think
sometimes.
she was beat out. There was a Spanish beater next to her.
Right,
so.
right. I mean, sometimes when you just look at a beater, you get so scared you drop your broom. Not telling an anecdote by myself here at all, no.
I
This
think
would
we've all
never.
been there.
Right.
I mean, this is the highest level of Quidditch we've got in Europe, and I've seen people dropping brooms.
Some scary people, scary people. So here we have number 1 again from Spain, running a very, very big circle around the hoops, attempting at a pass, but not quite getting there.
And the kick back not being in a straight enough line. Ball
Out of
actually went out.
bounds.
And inbounded now by the Slovakian keeper.
Who just immediately after that subbed out.
Yeah, you do
Yeah.
the old hit and run with the
Right.
quaffle.
Nice. Slovakia now moving up the pitch with the quaffle and bludger control again. I completely missed them getting bludger control, but I mean, I'm not surprised.
A nice under the leg shot by the Spanish beater, styling on the Slovakian beater a bit, and another beat on the receiver. And the Spanish now attempting a fast break, but realizing that Slovakia still has 2 bludgers. One of the bludgers trying to sub off, so the Spanish using that opportunity, trying to get in. And they actually missed the hoop, so
Nice
they
beat there
weren't
from
able to position
Martin.
it, but nice try to punish the decision making on the subbing time.
I mean, never sub when you're on defense. This is like the number 1 rule in
And a quick
subbing.
fast break by the Slovakians. We missed just as the Spanish defense did. So
Right.
another score for Slovakia. Score now at 70-60, I think.
This is a very, very tight game, and the Snitch has
Now
just
it's
entered the
60-60
pitch.
and the Snitch is on pitch.
Do you know the name of the Snitch? I feel like you do.
Yeah, that's Severin from Germany, from Passau all the way down in the corner of Germany.
Right,
Known
I mean,
for his Joker face paint.
we are quite far into a corner of Germany already for a not German, I would say.
Yeah, for a German, there's still about 4 hours to go to the south, so.
Right, right. Okay, you're right. And here we
on the
see.
side of the Spanish, and a quick score from Miguel. So it's actually 70-60 in favor of the Spanish now. They've pulled ahead in the quaffle game. But who cares about the quaffle game when you've got an exciting snitch on pitch game happening with beaters?
Oh, the Seekers were released? I completely missed this. How do I always miss this? Number 73 from Slovakia going for it hard, but getting beat out very convincingly. There's a lot of stuff going on around a Snitch. I'm not quite seeing it all. Oh, my
And-
favorite beater's on again, number 16.
Yeah, she's amazing. She's so amazing, Broomstone.
Oh, she's so amazing she forgot the brooms down.
But she's also moving back on her own, so I always like to see that in play. It's not trying to sneak out a few meters when there's a Broomstone.
Right, so the Seeker from Slovakia is Nero. He often gets injured during tournaments, apparently, but not this time, I suppose, if he's still playing. And then the other Seeker, do you see the other Seeker?
The other Seeker is number 22 on the Spanish side. That's Artur. He's a karate champion, so
That might help. Martial art-ish. That's usually useful, right?
yeah, that's very useful. And good luck to the Snitch. Don't want to get hit by one of those chops.
Right, right. Oh, and here we see the Slovakian team giving some water to our Snitch.
From behind. 1 minute.
This was a card, I guess. I completely missed this.
For
Number 1, Spain, counter from behind, Adri.
the very quick chaser or keeper that already scored a lot on the Spanish side, so not having him on pitch for a while during Snitch on pitch will definitely hurt them when the beaters are less in the quaffle play.
Right, let's see if this means that Slovakia can capitalize on this.
scored immediately and getting him back on pitch for the Spanish side.
Oh,
Fumble that goes
that
all
was
the way through
very
to the
interesting.
And the
This
referees definitely saw something there.
I saw maybe from this angle contact around the neck, possibly. We'll see.
So it's a yellow card for number 12 on the Slovakian side.
Yellow card. Wrapping around the neck. 1 minute.
Just as you said, Miku,
Yes.
neck contact. You should be a referee.
I am technically AR, SR, and HR certified. Just have never reffed a game before because I am also half blind in one eye. So,
So you're only quarter blind, right?
right, this does make you only a quarter blind, yes.
Yeah,
But-
75% is enough to pass ref test, so it's enough to ref a game, right?
You make a good case here, but let's not get into my reffing experience and look at the actual game going on.
Yeah, so the score is actually at 80 to 60 right now.
80
it
to
should
70, I
should
think.
be 80 to 70. We might, yeah, the score is finally updated. 80 to 70, the Spanish with a small lead. That doesn't really matter when the Snitch is on pitch. The Slovakian seeker dropping his room there. Don't want that happening.
No, there's Spain getting some quality time with the... Oh, I was going to say quality time with the Snitch, but no. It was a beautiful butt beat.
From number 16, your new favorite player from Slovakia.
Right, right. And this gives the number 73 from Slovakia some alone time with the Snitch. Always dangerous to give those seekers an alone time. Oh, and that was a beat on the Snitch butt. Not very useful.
And a beat on the seeker.
Oh, that was a Snitch catch, but I think that was beat before.
Yeah, the referee think that as well, and
Right.
they don't even stop the game for it because
Right.
it's very clear to them.
Oh, it would have been so nice. It was a beautiful roll. And number 73 subbing out, probably a smart call.
Yeah, we don't want him getting injured. So a new seeker now coming in for the Slovakian side. A bunch of beats happening.
Number 18 is seeking from Slovakia. This is Mudrik. He is the coach and one of their finest players. Don't step on his toes, though. He has an injury, so that's brave for him to be seeking there.
Also brave to just put out his weakness like that.
Right, this is also... I mean, I suppose the people currently playing at this tournament are not watching the live stream nor seeing these sheets. And also, we signed a non-disclosure agreement, so...
And we still put it out on the internet just right now.
Right, I mean, they consented to us putting it out on the internet, though. Just not to other players before the tournament.
And another faceplant might want to look into that following technique for the seeker. And a nice slap on the face of the...
I mean, maybe
Snake.
that's nice to wake you up.
Yeah,
Who
maybe it
knows?
does. It's very hard.
Oh,
don't
there's a
want to fall asleep when
brooms
it's like that.
down. And the seeker from Slovakia just sort of on the floor getting some beautiful taps from the Snitch, seeing if he's okay. But he seems okay.
Yeah, he's being a good boy.
Do we see, where is the, oh there, the seeker from Spain has subbed, I think. That is number 1 now.
Let's Adi now again.
Right, yes. And Adri was the fast one, no? Yes.
He's the fast one. He's apparently not only like a cheater, but he also trains with milk cartons.
I have no idea what
And-
that means, but it sounds interesting.
I mean, milk cartons weigh a little over a kilo, so
Right,
not
that's-
too impressive to be honest, but
Maybe he
Go for
trains
it.
with 100 milk cartons, who knows?
maybe it's empty cartons. I don't know what he trains with it. Maybe he shoots on them.
Right, right.
Maybe just chucks milk as fast as possible.
Was this a card? Yes, this was a yellow card from number 0 from Spain. Contact around the neck. We missed this a little bit, I think. We keep missing cards by just being off in our own world.
The game resumes right now.
Countdown for the Snitch and the Slovakian seeker being beat.
Nice attempt on the quaffle scoring by Slovakians, intercepted by the Spanish. Quick, fast break, and they score, so they're actually up 20 by now.
The
So
Slovakian seeker had his fingerprints on the Snitch, but he's not quite getting there.
and if the quaffle game continues like that, the time for the Slovakian seeker is actually running out by Spain pulling ahead too far.
Right, Slovakian seeker getting beat again. Beater number 16 there, still keeping the Spanish seeker away from the Snitch. Bubbling the Snitch, as we say. Do you also say this in Germany, bubbling the Snitch?
No, we don't.
Oh, okay, well, in the
We speak
Netherlands we
German,
call
you
this
know.
bubbling the Snitch.
Nice block from number 19 on the Spanish side. And the Spanish score again, so it's actually an overtime range now for the Slovakians if they want to catch.
And there's a
And they're still trying to catch because they apparently feel like they're falling too far behind in the quaffle game.
Right, so the seeker for Slovakia, now Lesniewski. He is the oldest player of the team and also a football player.
Are we talking soccer or football here?
I am unsure. It says football. Maybe soccer, maybe football.
We might have to get him in for an interview just to ask that question.
Right. Well, let's see. Slovakia scored, I thought, or no?
Yeah, but it's still 120 to 90.
Right. Oh, and that is a Snitch roll. Snitch is down.
Yeah, he fell over the Spanish beater while going backwards.
I mean, this happens sometimes. He
happens.
doesn't have eyes in his head, in the back of his head.
Would
He
be
does
quite
have
creepy.
eyes in the front of his head, I hope.
Yeah,
I'm unsure, but I would hope so.
you never know with that makeup.
Right.
Oh,
the
and that was
Spanish
very
seeker.
close. And
Oh,
he's
he got
him.
it! That was very impressive.
Coming back from the floor, jumping up to catch it again.
Right, seekers on the floor, always dangerous. I once saw a Dutch guy catching a snitch with his feet while he was lying on the floor. Never underestimate a seeker on the floor.
Yep. Once you push them down all the way, that's when it gets really dangerous.
Right,
because
right.
you can't get those people down. They get back up every
They are
time
already
again.
down. You can't push them more down than down on the floor unless you dig a hole, but this would be not advised.
And we've got a replay coming up of the Snitch catch.
Oh, yeah, so
Very
he's
nice
down.
goes for the second attempt, gets back up and gets it.
That was just nice. It looked neat. I mean, who knows what the ref saw? I'm intrigued.
Now the real question here is, how did he practice that with milk cartons?
Right. I do not see the milk cartons here. Maybe he stumbles over them all the time when he's practicing. He
maybe he
is
just-
practicing and then like, whew, I fell over on my.
And it's good. All that hard work with the milk finally paying off for the Spanish side.
I am very glad that his milk cartons paid off. The Slovakians looking as they are a little bit defeated. Spain celebrating calmly.
It took them 2 tries, but they won the game on the second attempt.
Well-
I'm guessing they're very exhausted right now. I would be after playing this
I'm
heat for so
exhausted
long.
and I even have to play. Well, this was an exciting game.
It was very exciting. I think we've got analysts coming up for this game shortly to talk us all the craziness that was happening on
I am
pitch.
seeing an analyst waving at me, so I think this is our time to say goodbye. Thank you so much for tuning in. We'll be back in a couple of minutes with our analysts, Alberto and Pei. Oh, we will not have analysts because I've just been informed that we are starting the next game early for some reason.
For scheduling reasons, apparently we're
reasons.
moving the entire next slot up by 10 minutes.
All
So
right.
we're just wrapping it up for this game. Sadly, no analysis on it, but we will see you for the next game, which will be very exciting as we've got a semifinal coming up, if I'm not mistaken.
I have no idea if you're mistaken or not, but